Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going out there?
Tuesday.
And here we go. Get that like and share and all that kind of good stuff up there. Make it look official, like we're live and everything.
Make it look official.
I can't guarantee we're official or anything like that, but we can look.
But we can try.
Look the part.
CCM, how you doing today?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. We got some heat today. It's like it's middle of summer here. I don't know. It's out of nowhere, and in like Thursday, we're gonna be back into like spring weather. So
yeah, it's all over the place. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's like, so it is what it is. But other than that, I mean, I good. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, it's not bad. We got a heat wave going on here in the Greater Toronto area, and I'm trying to enjoy it because these waves don't always last long. Either they stay too long or not long enough. So
or not long. Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I can see people starting to jump in. The notifications must be going out. Appreciate everybody. We're everywhere again today. A bunch of YouTube channels, bunch of X channels, Odyssey, Facebook, Patreon. We're everywhere, man. We're everywhere. So go ahead and say hey, smash up the like. You know the drill. Share this thing out. We'd really appreciate that, man.
Definitely
Appreciate
yes,
that,
sir.
We got a bunch of stuff up for today. I kept with this when I was putting this together. I kept with that whole the Matrix is updating theme because like we started last week. As a matter of fact, if you missed last week's live stream, you really should check it out. It's link is in the description. Obviously, wait until we're done here today. But go ahead and check that out because a lot of what we're going to talk about today actually plays off of some of the stuff we were talking on last week. So definitely do that. We're going to be talking more about this whole ATM. Damn, just like I can't believe this is happening with Bitcoin ATMs.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising.
I know.
They've been around for a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we're going to talk more about that. We're going to be talking about Goldman Sachs kicking altcoins to the curb. And one of my favorite altcoins too, Solana. So go
yeah.
I can't control myself. I'm so sorry. And then obviously we're going to be bringing AI into this because believe it or not, a lot of what we're going to talk about today, AI is like interweaving with a lot of it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I mean, any thoughts you want to throw out there, Jar, before we say
just
shout out to stuff?
Just with AI in general, I'm diving in now. I'm full on just exploring every single tool. There's no resistance from me anymore. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna install it. I made this shirt, root access granted, because like I'm installing it. I have 3 different isolated computers that are running on my network, just running different agents and just testing everything out because I need to know everything I can about it right now. It's taken over, and you need to know the devil in detail if you can. So,
well, amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah, it's just crazy. But you got to do it, man. You got to do it. Listen, absolutely. For me, I use AI literally every day now, every day. And hey, Jar got to actually use. What did you use? Claude, I think you said.
I'm using Claude predominantly right now. I have Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude is my number one tool right now.
Excellent. Well, he got to use that a little bit to help put the stream together. So he got a little bit of hands getting dirty in that right there. But I use it every single day with every single thing I do. And I'll tell you what, if it was not for AI, I might have given up at this point. I'm not even gonna lie. I really might have. I really might have.
Oh man.
So how about we shout out the chat because we got people still jumping in. We'll shout out the chat and then we'll get into business. Let's see who we got here. Oh,
Mr. Bedell.
Crypto Bedell.
How you doing, sir?
Sorry for your loss, brother, and thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for tuning in. And look forward to seeing you on Friday for Crypto on the Rocks. Let's see. Crypto Bullcoin.
Bullcoin. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yes, nice. Appreciate you being here as well. What was last week about? Well, A lot. The week before was about ATM, so this is going to be kind of, actually, I think we touched on it last week as well.
Yeah.
The ATM thing, and we'll get into a little bit of that. So that was a part of this. And AI and how AI is infiltrating. Last week we were talking about Coinbase deploying AI and then laying people off and all this other stuff. And now this week we're going to be talking Kraken, trying to keep it on the crypto side of things here. So, but again,
leading into everything.
Description. Yeah. What's this crazy stuff? KYC is coming strong, means mainstream, but we can't keep. This whole man. KYC. Privacy crap. Oh my God. Yeah. Bring that comment to Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Crypto on the Rocks. And especially after we've had a couple of drinks and
unfiltered, everything's just going to come out.
Everything just comes out. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Any thoughts about that, though, Jar? Before we kind of move
on my last stream, I was talking about the amount of tools that I used to use that now require KYC. Wasn't there before, and all of a sudden these walls are just being thrown up all over the place. So I had found a crypto card that I can use, and the incentive used to be cash back on whatever your spend is. Now it's just having privacy. That's the incentive now. There is no cash back. It's just the ability to use this card without privacy, no KYC. Yeah, it's what it is right now.
How scary is that, man? And now, you got two different countries represented here on the screen. So like neither one of these countries, I don't care about screw what they say about freedom here in the US. That's just getting totally whittled away. What little is left of it, but let's not get me going again. Crypto on the Rocks. Go ahead, get me started after a couple of drinks, and you'll get the full unfiltered. Let's see who else we got here. Hey, Andrew Cameron's in the house.
Andrew Cameron,
fellow Canadian for you.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
See, and there you go, Communist Canada. There it is.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
just baby steps.
Open claw. Look at exactly on that shirt there. Absolutely.
Well, this is me giving up. This is me giving up. That's what it is. I'm in it to win it now. I'm going full on.
But you tried. You fought it valiantly, trying not to give in to the AI. But
I lost.
You lost.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start out with Goldman Sachs, I think. What do you say, John? Bring that up.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so this is just the tale of what's happening in the space. Q4 2025, the quarter before, there was massive inflows, and we're celebrating ETFs going into XRP and Solana. Yep. Major inflows. It looked very, very positive, and everyone's happy talking about the influence that these large entities have, and when they're buying into crypto in the space, it validates it, it makes it mainstream. And then we get the news right now that Goldman Sachs has now not just minimized, but completely exited XRP and Solana exposure, and that just happened during the last quarter when the filings came out.
Yep. I mean, okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does this move by Goldman Sachs surprise you with getting out of the alts? Or, okay, they didn't get out of all the alts, because I think they still got some ETFs going on, if I remember correctly. But like in particular here, Solana and XRP, that surprised you?
Okay, so not completely. It's definitely... they're an institution and it's transactional, right? So everything's going to relate to fees and everything else that comes along with managing these assets. So they're going to do what's best for them. So am I completely surprised? No, they're just going to go the way the market goes. And as things are going down, they're going to exit their positions. I'm not completely shocked at all. How about you? What do you think about this?
Honestly, when I read that headline, I just laughed my ass off. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh, because they said Solana? Is that why?
well, that was just the extra laugh in the laughter because of Solana. But no, I mean, all of these people were thinking, I think, that we were going to have the typical altcoin season, and that they would be able to capitalize on that within their ETFs, and I think, surprise, surprise, we've seen no altcoin season, and or okay, maybe select altcoins having a season.
That's a good way of saying it. Select altcoin season.
Yeah. But like the two that they let go of definitely ain't a pair of those. So I'm gonna pull this off so we can just chat about it for a minute.
Sure.
But like, man, I mean, let's think about it. At the XRP army, I mean, listen, XRP has a huge community, right? I mean, they are just I don't want to say ravenous with staying on top of things. I think some of them are, but then you could say that about Bitcoin maxis too. But anyway,
you can say that about anybody, really.
Well, that's fair enough, Jar. Fair enough. Yeah. See, Jar keeping me in line right there. But anyway, but to that end, I mean, it kind of doesn't surprise me because I mean, you hear a lot of this talk with XRP saying, oh, it's going to go to, $10, $100, whatever. I mean, oh my God. I mean, what would have to happen to the market cap for that to happen?
Yeah, they're in fantasy land. Yeah.
I don't think enough money exists in the world for that to happen, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But just saying. But anyway, so the fact that they kind of like cut that loose doesn't surprise me. That's a very niche market too for what XRP is used for. It's not meant for the U's and the Me's. It's right. I mean, it's meant for the institutions.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And like, okay, even though I'm a fan of Solana, I'm not the biggest fan. Like, I can see the pros and cons that come along with it. A lot of the things that fueled the price action with Solana during the previous cycle, or at least the previous highs, had a lot to do with mischievous action on the network, meme coins, and these cycles like the Trump coin and everything else that came in its cycle and boosted Solana overall wasn't sustainable. So I mean, there's going to be some clear understandings that come along with it, and yeah, I do understand why you'd want to exit some of these. They didn't exit all their positions; they just selected these two and completely liquidated it.
Yep. And
10K. Yeah.
Love Bedell, man. There you go. But Jar, though, listen. As much as how much how much I love Solana, but that being said, we got to give some credit where credit is due. First, I want to laugh in the face of I think it's their COO, that Lucy Louis or whatever her name is there, who said that Solana is not all about meme coins or whatever. Like, that's all I say to you. You're kidding me, right? But, and Jar, I hope you'll speak a little bit to this.
Mm-hmm.
They have moved in a air quotes more positive direction with things like the Solana phone and how they're working with that, or at least from what I'm seeing on the information you're putting out, because I'm not going to lie to you, you're pretty much the only guy I watch about Solana. Other than that, so what do you think about that? Am I off base?
So they're creating different things in different spaces. When it comes, because of liquidity and ease of access on in the liquidity pool, that's pretty much the major thing. There's a lot of projects that are leaning into Solana for that specific reason. When it comes to deepen projects, where they're merging off of other platforms, including Peak, which is designed for deepen. They're moving into Solana. That's the deepen sector, and then you also have tokenized assets. X stocks and everything else are over there. As this grows, I can see a lot more traffic coming over. And then the phone, it's a small space. It's a very niche space. I'm a fan of it just because it's different and they're doing something to challenge the incumbents and show a different way of developing a product and pushing it out that's community driven. Because they do very little marketing. They have very little marketing behind that. A lot of it has to do with the community itself. So there's a lot of pros that come with Solana. But when it comes to centralization and everything else, that's a whole other story, right? So there's pros and cons with both of them. I think long-term, they still have a pretty good positive play.
Well, that's true of any blockchain, right? And to that end, I want to bring up Andrew's comment here, where he says Bitcoin is sound money, Ethereum blockchain dividends. we're risk off right now and re-enter Solana, and he gives his dates, and he's like, Solana has the most network use, not even a question. Well,
Yeah.
I don't believe that because is it not
Okay.
because they don't say they've got the most use, but is it actual users, or is it just their, oh, let's process this, or let's move a piece of information? They've been shown by more than one person who've done deep dives into Solana that, you know, most of this crap is just fake.
Yeah, I don't deny that, and I definitely think that's true. That's also something you have to be careful with when you're looking at it. However,
please
remove Solana. You have Ethereum. They're tested and driven. They're a solid chain. Who else is there that can compare, that has the most liquidity, that has the most projects that are building on it, that's even close to where they are in the marketplace, even if you take out the fluff and all those other transactions.
And that's why I said you got to give Solana some due, because they've got people who want to build on it. They've got people who want to invest in it. They've got people that, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't see them, because I think it was last night when I was live, somebody said, oh, yeah, just Solana is going to just flip Ethereum. And I just like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. It ain't, or at least not anytime soon. I mean, Ethereum is entrenched as bad as they are. As bad as they are. Although Andrew has a BNB.
Okay, BNB is a really good one. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah.
TRX does have real volume. You know what? That's true. Tron does have, as much as I got mixed feelings about Tron. You know, their fees used to be great, especially if you're using something like USDT on Tron, which is where a lot of that volume comes from. These people who are in these, let's say, other than first world countries who want the US dollar, but they need it on their phone. There you go. USDT on Tron, super cheap. Their fees have come up quite a bit lately, though, or at least that I've seen. I've experienced, it kind of pissed me off the last time I had to transfer some USDT on Tron, to be honest. But yeah, Andrew's right about that.
BNB is, I'm kind of stuffing my own mouth here, but BNB is actually another really good option. Gatekeeping and everything else is there as well. This is the thing, the more involved I get with the Solana community, I'm talking to people, and that circle is very frat style. It's a very tight knit circle where money stays with money and it flows around that circle. And the community there is awe, and they're talking about it, but they don't. It's almost wall guard, and it's hard to get over that hurdle. There. Well, and I'm not that. To me, that's anti-crypto. It doesn't really seem to be the spirit of it as well.
Yep. And there you go. Facts, Andrew. Exactly. You know,
numbers don't lie.
They don't lie, generally. Yeah. Well, listen.
I mean, with AI, we can change.
I say that saying I trust no numbers from the government. I'm just saying. But you know, so I mean, take my comments with a grain of salt. Don't hate me, Andrew. Please, I appreciate you being here, brother. Anyway, we should probably move on, because we still got a bunch of stuff to go through. We're already 20 minutes in here, brother. Keep us moving.
All right, there we go. So I have yet to try this out. My plan was to actually visit a location that had one of these.
You better hurry up.
Yeah, I know. Now I really have to hurry up. They were closed the last time I was trying to get to it. But Bitcoin Depot, which is the largest ATM for Bitcoin in North America, it's North America, so it's United States, Canada, not Mexico, that I believe, but Australia is also another place that they operate out of, and they have ATMs. Almost 9,000 of them, over 9,000 of them are deployed and active up until now. And they filed Chapter 11 after their recent exploit and hack, and now they're shutting down. They're closing up for business, which is
they've got a lawsuit going from 2 states in the United States that are basically charging them, saying that they are facilitating these scams. And for who was it? Crypto Bullcoin asked, so what was last week about? Well, this is one of the things we were discussing last week. There have been a lot of scams, particularly on seniors. As a matter of fact, there's a link in the description to the article I wrote, kind of following up on all of this stuff. So feel free to go ahead and check that out on my website. But basically, there have been state after state after state here in the United States trying to create legislation, and they're being led mostly by AARP, the American Association for Retired People. I think that's the correct acronym name for that acronym. Because a lot of these scams that are going on with these machines are targeting seniors. And that is, they're definitely a at-risk demographic with regard to this. And here's the AI tie-in. And I talk about it extensively in the article that I just mentioned on my website. AI is like creating these fakes, these kind of deep fakes that are going and being used against these seniors. And they are just more and more effective with the help of AI than ever before. Matter of fact, I think the figure, I don't have it right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the figure was like 4.5% more effective than the standard that they were using that have AI involved in those scams. And then the reason that we definitely added this into last week was because hopefully Jar will talk about it here, that Canada was proposing a ban on these things for the same reason, because that supposedly this is happening. Do you any updates or anything else you want to add with regard to that, Jar?
You know, let me just, I'm just pulling it up right now to see if anything changed. I don't believe there was a decision made on that right now. But I won't be surprised if they shut them down. Now, when we're talking about this, I actually have a question for you. Do you think it's the lawsuits that's forcing them to for them to close operations, or was it the hack? Because the hack was quite substantial.
Well, that's a great question. I'm sure it was a combination of all of them, but
okay.
I gotta believe that. Well, okay, I'd like to believe, that's probably the better way to put it, that they would have had some kind of even self-insurance in place for something along a hack line. But you gotta, I see it more as the combination of the lawsuits, because it's like anything else. You know, you may be completely right, completely innocent, but how many times do we see people plead to something because they just can't fight the government? Well, right. Now you got two state governments basically bleeding this company dry. You've got that issue going on, plus you have all of these states banning them. So now the number of ATMs is dropping. So fees are dropping. All this stuff is dropping. It's the perfect storm, in my opinion, leading to this bankruptcy. And again, to expanding to other areas, they're getting cut off at the knees before they can even get a foot in my opinion.
Yeah. It's definitely a perfect storm, unfortunately. When I checked out the status on the proposed ban in Canada, it's still a proposal. It hasn't changed right now. So I guess we'll see where that goes, and I'll update as I get more information on this one. Yeah, sad to see. Definitely sad to see.
It is sad to see. And because they, listen, Cameron, Cameron, you're on my brain now there, brother. But Crypto Bullcoin said earlier, right? I highlighted the comment so I could come back to it, where he was talking about the whole KYC thing. Well, I mean, you know, you got these paper wallets and maybe a KYC to get it, but you know what? This to me is still a good well, it's not the best cold storage option. You guys know I prefer Tangent hardware wallet, but if you're going to look to do something like kind of off the complete grid completely, here's an option that's getting taken away, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just one more tool that's now been removed. This goes along with KYC and everything else that's happening. I don't think it's...
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, it's not a coincidence that the ATMs are disappearing at the same time that the walls are coming up and everything's getting more guarded when it comes to crypto. It's in preparation for something. I don't know what that preparation is for, but we definitely see a lot of things happening over here, one by one. Brick by brick, it's definitely coming into place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whatever's coming ain't good. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
It ain't good.
It definitely feels like we're being primed for something.
Oh God, yeah.
We're talking about universal benefit and we're talking about AI and unemployment's through the roof, inflation's like out of control, debt is out of control. These things are just all funneling into one direction. Some people can put things together and figure that part out.
Yes, and Jar, listen, I mean, how many times we talk about these things and they seem like such disparate things. Like one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. But when you take all of those things and you kind of funnel them together, you kind of bring them and be like, huh. It makes you wonder. It makes you want to go grab your tin foil and put your hat on and be like, yeah, something is not right here.
Yeah. At a certain point, you don't need that tinfoil anymore. It's just looking at, it's just looking at reality now, right? There's no denying it. It's kind of in your face. They're pretty much flaunting a lot of the things that they're doing, and it's kind of disgusting. At least in Canada, it's what Carney's doing is kind of disgusting. At least the way he's just flaunting these new rules and regulations and talking about a direction. We didn't vote on a lot of the stuff that he's proposing and implementing. These new relationships and this new direction of Canada. I don't want to get too much into politics, but it's really frustrating to see that there really isn't a discussion. It's just things that are being passed and eventually will be enforced, like Bill C-22. This is like a complete grasp at our rights. And
which one was that? Because I think that was the one I wanted to ask you about. Which one was that?
Yeah, this is more about the freedom of speech is being attacked with this one, and filtering what we can say and what we can't say, and
that's
compliance. It's compliance as well. So yeah, we had talked about that on the last stream, and it's just we're going down a tunnel. However, there is quite a few corporations that are speaking out against it, threatening to leave Canada if these are implemented. And the voices are getting strong. There's a petition that's out there. A lot of people are signing it. So I'm hoping it gets enough traction that we can actually get this thing shut down.
I hope so, brother, because we know we've been on this planet long enough to know that once something's put out there, even though it's a temporary thing, very rarely does it ever end. It never becomes it's never temporary.
Yeah.
Look at Nixon. Nixon temporarily suspended gold conversion, U.S. dollar to gold conversion. Here we are on
how did that work out?
yeah. And here we are, how many years later, 5 decades later, about to collapse. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we're going to get off track if we keep this up. So, I do want to add one more thing, Jar, if you don't mind. Where we were talking about with the ATMs, that the demographic that's being targeted most with these are seniors. I just want to put out to everybody who's listening, and if you've got a senior in your life that may be crypto curious or anything like that, this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be live looking for Q&As specifically for seniors. Now, if none of them come on, I've got a presentation to kind of talk through and give some basic information about how things work with regard to our financial system. But my main goal is to go ahead and answer questions live for any seniors that may come on. So if you have anybody in your life that may fall into that category, please send them to my any of my channels. I'll be live on all the locations: X, Facebook, Odyssey, Patreon, YouTube, you name it. I'll be there 10 a.m. Eastern time this Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for putting that out there. That's important. Yeah, arming them with information is the key thing right now because things are moving so quickly. I'm really glad that you're putting that content out there.
I see a couple of people have jumped in. Just a couple of quick shout outs. Degeneration X is in here. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. And Bacon, Eggs, and Hat. I love that name. Every time I say it, I love that name. And he's saying something about big moves for XRP. Well, we just were laughing at XRP. But sorry, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. But yeah. Anyway, we are going to move on, though, because we've got some more stuff to talk about here.
There we go. So, yeah, this is kind of an update of what we were speaking about previously.
Yes, this was something we talked about last week.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're restoring borrowing after a $230 million exploit. So I didn't get into this one. I think you're a little bit more versed in that. What exactly is happening right now with Aave?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, everything is pretty much back to normal.
Is it back to normal? Okay.
Lending, trading. I think there is one small, and I can't remember the percentage, so forgive me, that still needs to be taken care of, and that's going to come from that coalition that we talked about last week of the DeFi platforms coming together, creating a coalition to basically help themselves and help each other. And I think they're going to take care of that last piece. And then once that's done, technically, that's when everything will be back to normal.
Online.
But however, I mean, for the most part, as far as like Aave is concerned, I think for the most part, it's business as usual. Anybody, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the live chat, or if you're watching on the replay, in the comments.
Yeah, and I believe they had a lifeline thrown their way to help fund the people who lost some assets. So at least that was a nice spin. I don't know what the likelihood of this is happening again, but we just keep seeing this happen over and over again, right? So.
Well, we know that the likelihood of these DeFi hacks is going on, because we're going to talk about both of that, two more momentarily here. But and I'm not going to lie, I was on X, I don't know, a couple hours ago, and I thought I saw another one, and I was just like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
You retweeted it, right? I think I saw that as well.
Yes, I did retweet it, because I'm like, I'm like, I am not even going to investigate this right now, because I can't even wrap my head around that. I just can't.
Okay, let's just get into the hack right now, because this one.
On that note,
this one kind of hurts me right down here. Verus is a coin that I was mining for a while, very well community driven, but this is a bridge from Verus to Ethereum that was hacked. Over $11 million was stolen. I believe it was a variety of assets that were taken. I just want to see if I can pull that up. That might have been another hack. Sorry. There's been a few that have taken place.
Too many hacks, yeah. Literally.
So not the greatest news that you want to see.
Yep. I was going to ask, because I wasn't 100% sure. This is the Verus coin, like the one you can mine with your phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Same Verus.
Okay.
Unless there's another one. This is the only one I know about.
Yep. And shout out to oh my God, I can't, because I'm about to shout him out. I forgot his name.
Paperclip.
That used to mine it. He had a whole mining farm.
Paperclip was mining Verus.
Paperclip. Yeah. Shout out to
Paperclip.
Yeah. So for Verus, that's how I think I learned about originally about Verus, and then I think you and FF were talking about it at that point afterward, and I was like, okay, at least I know what they're talking about.
It was definitely a great community driven project, but the hacks don't stop. We have another one now. This one, I believe, were you speaking about this yesterday? This is Thorchain's exploit.
I was, and the base thing is, now the Thorchain is back up and running. I think they were down for ended up being like 14 hours. Basically, the exploit didn't have to do, and again, if I get something wrong, Andy, if you're lurking out there, go ahead. You correct me. You like that. But anyway, it didn't have to do with Thorchain itself. It was with the bridging again between these different blockchains. And the bottom line was, in the article that we have in the description, they frame it as, hey man, we showed that, it got hacked, but we were able to shut it down and then get everything restored, and boom, like booyah, we proved that this can work. And
so shut it down sounds a little bit suspicious.
Well, and okay, you're right, absolutely, because this is supposed to be a DeFi thing, right?
Decentralized being the key word. Yeah.
Yes. Well, but I get why they would have the ability to do it. Now, here's the thing. I guess the way they do it, they have these bots that kind of, whoever's doing the operations, the node operations, have to like deploy them. So again, I don't know all the specifics, so I'm not sure what the threshold is for the number that have to deploy before it's like stops whatever part of the chain it is that they're trying to stop, whether it's the swaps, whether it's the liquidity pools, whatever. I don't know those specifics. However, I do know that there has to be enough of them in order to make this kind of thing happen. So if Jar in one of those bad things he's got behind him there is running one of those Thor nodes, and he decides Snidely Whiplash kind of mustache there, I'm gonna stop the chain, and he deploys his bot. Well, that's great, but it's nothing's gonna really happen because he's just one. So but the bottom line is the exploit happened. The nodes noticed that it was happening. They took action to stop people from losing money. People did. And what was that figure again? Was it 11 million?
Yeah,
I think
so it was just under 11 million, $10.8 million. It was 3,400 ish of ETH, 36 BTC, and 96 BNB. So they got a fair chunk.
They did get a chunk, yeah. But the good news is because the first argument that happened with Thorchain, I don't know, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, was they were getting smashed on all sides because supposedly, hackers were being able to launder their funds through Thorchain.
Right
now, and this is kind of to my point. The idea is this is decentralized, so we don't know who's using it. In a sense, we don't care who's using it, because it's a protocol. It's what it is. This is what it's meant to do. So they're not going to go and try and enforce OFAC rules. Thank God. That's all I got to say for that. This, on the other hand, is different. This is an exploit that could have taken down, in theory, the entire chain and potentially others, like we saw going on with Aave when that happened, right? Yep. And the Kelp DAO hack. But they were able to contain it. They were able to fix it. They were able to get the chain back up and running. And like I said, if my memory serves, within 14 hours. So I guess for that kind of exploit, that's a kind of quick turnaround. And all of it done because they walked through, because there was like a vote between the nodes, this, that, and the other thing. It was all done on a decentralized basis. Again, so it took maybe a little bit longer for them to turn Solana back on when it goes down. But then Solana is centralized. So there it is. But do you see what I'm saying? They were able to basically do the same thing. Yeah. Took them a little bit longer, little extra steps, but still were able to accomplish the task.
Okay, so that's cool that they're able to do that with bots. Now, was it explained was there a post-mortem? Was it explained exactly how it was attacked? And
actually, they did do I think 2 post-mortem videos with regard to that, but I'm not going to lie. I have not. Matter of fact, I think the second one dropped yesterday. So I haven't had a chance to actually even watch that. So I don't want to throw out information I don't know about at this point.
Yeah.
So
a lot of it goes over my head too. It gets pretty technical when they explain
and that's the other piece of that. And but for those who want to know, go on X to Thorchain, and they're posted in their thread. So or feed or whatever the hell that's called. So go ahead and check that out. You can see both of those videos there. I did want to point out a couple of comments. Sorry, I've lost track here. And to back, because I was picking up Bacon Eggs hash about XRP, and then he highlighted exactly what we talked about.
Right.
Yes, that was our first our first article of the day. Bacon Eggs and hash. Yeah. Kick to the curb, basically.
Something's up. Yep.
And Jesse.
Welcome, Jesse.
Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Jesse emojis in the chat if you're on one of my channels. Oh, look who just chimed in.
Shuby.
All right. So that was that. Sorry, I didn't mean to get long-winded with regard to Thorchain. Listen, Jar, can we just kind of circle back on this 1 second?
Sure.
I love Thorchain. It is probably the one I use most often. It is the one I use most frequently. Mm-hmm. And yeah, they've had issues. Not even gonna lie about it. They've had some some stupid, in my opinion, exploit issues. They have come back from every single one of them. In my opinion, they've come back stronger, and they've added more and more options into this DeFi arena, which is what we need if we're going to do stuff like, worry about like Crypto Bullcoin was saying here with KYC. Because it don't matter.
Absolutely.
There is no KYC.
Right. Yeah.
There is none of that. And part of, and again, the reason for me that I use it most often is because I try, although Dash is available on Coinbase, and I do sometimes get Dash on Coinbase. I love Dash. And then, I think everybody should be using Dash. Sorry, just saying. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, so I try to get it that way through Thorchain. And I really do think, in my opinion, Thorchain has it's still going to lead the way in the DeFi arena, in my opinion. Now, Jar, have you used Thorchain?
No. So it's my most exposure, and I believe it's on Thor, is the Theta Edge nodes. And when I was playing around with nodes, we're going back 4 years ago. I have those installed, mining the coin. But if I actually use Thorchain for what it's actually meant for, no, I haven't. Any swaps and anything else like that. So yes, it's decentralized. The fees are supposed to be low. I haven't actually used it though in any practical means.
Yeah, it's my experiences. I can only tell you guys what my experience is, and my experience has been very positive every time, every swap I've done there, and it's been quick. If you do it correctly, there's minimal slippage, and fees are nominal. In my opinion, especially in comparison to some of these centralized exchanges like Coinbase that give you a premium on fees for stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have no option to at least try it. When we're getting locked out of many of these options right now, decentralized is definitely the way to go. I'm looking for the most cost-effective solution, so it's something I'm gonna have to try at some point.
Yep. I don't know. Bottom line is, am I sad that it happened? Yes. Am I glad that it happened? A little bit, because in my opinion, that article that we have listed does kind of hit on the fact that, okay, yeah, it does show a little bit of resilience for this DeFi option. And even back to, not that I like Aave, used Aave, not recently, but even Aave, it shows some resilience. And the fact that they went and built a coalition of DeFi providers, that's what we need to see.
Is it bad to say this, but if it's going to happen, this is the market that you want it to happen in, where there's not a lot of traction. I mean, you want your holes to be exposed. You want to be able to fix them. You want all types of exposure on that in this market rather than a bull market. So, I mean, it's not fun losing money, and people get affected either way, but at least we can find the problems out right now, build on top of it. We have better tools now with AI. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, it's so funny you just said that. I was just about to say, Jar, what's the one piece of this whole puzzle we forgot to mention?
Right.
AI.
Right. AI.
Because, they're using it to program, they're using it to hack. So it's like, may the best AI win, basically. Sadly, and unless you're Bedell, and I use AI as little as possible.
I tried to, Bedell. But it won. It's taken over.
Anyway, all right. I think we still got something else to chat about here, don't we?
Yeah. It's going to be some more AI news. Why not? Taking our job.
Oh, that's right. See, I almost forgot about this. I almost forgot.
Another entity. This one's Kraken this time. We talked about Coinbase. We talked about a few exchanges already. Right now, Kraken right now is going to be cutting jobs, 150 jobs after their latest AI deployment. So they're trying to cut costs as much as possible because they're planning an IPO in 2027. So they want that liquidity, they want that cash flow to be positive, and they're going to do what they need to do to get there.
I get it. I think when we first, I think you and I talked about them going and having an IPO. I don't know. I feel like it was a month back or so now.
Yeah.
But when we did, I was my first comment was like, well, it's about time. Like, what took them so long?
Yeah. Right.
And I get it. You got to get crap in order to do an IPO. I understand. But and though they may deny it, I think that this is very much about the IPO. And if I were to guess, probably more about the IPO
versus
than the
AI.
Yeah. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't have anything against Kraken. I don't use them often. I have had an account like since I've been in the space, but I hardly ever use them. How about you? Do you use them?
No, and I'm not going to. So I'm going to try to keep it. So I'm in Canada. The exchange I'm using right now is called Endax. I trust them out of all of them, as much as you can trust an exchange.
As you can,
I trust them, which is basically a grain of salt. But exclusively, I'm using that exchange for all other transactions. I'm using Mexi, but that's even on pause right now until I get my Palau ID, because I'm starting to throw filters up with privacy. I don't want my driver's license, my passport floating around with different exchanges, different projects. I don't know what they do when they shutter their doors. I don't know what's happening to my documents. So when it comes to using exchanges, everything's on pause right now until I have my next steps planned out. Because it's becoming overwhelming for me. It's a little bit too much at once. Like I was talking in our previous stream, it's just like one thing after another. And it feels like if I just throw myself into a direction to unwind it later on and to undo those changes is going to be very, it could be a disaster, right? So for me, I'm pumping the brakes and I'm going to put it on hold.
Sounds like you need DeFi.
I need more DeFi in my life. Yeah. And like you're talking about Thorchain, I'm going to be exploring a lot of different tools that's out there just to find the most effective way to do it. And I know you're a really good resource because you've already tried using quite a few of them.
Well, and listen, I probably could have tried more. I tried to stick to the ones, like, don't get me wrong, Uniswap back in the day, I haven't used Uniswap in a while. Pancake Swap. I mean, I love Pancake Swap. I used to do all kinds of trades there, but I've kind of gotten away from that. And Andrew's, there you go.
There you go. All right. If Andrew's using it, I know I'm on the right path then. And there you go.
And but I mean, even I have to start really doing it more because, especially if I need something quick, like I need to turn something around in a relatively short amount of time, I'll just hit the centralized exchange, Coinbase, Gemini, whatever. And I got to stop doing that. I just got to stop.
Like you have to be able to. I'm not off ramping anything because I'm not making any money, but I want to be able to on ramp and off ramp, and I think I just want to keep it on one exchange, so just keeping those transactions. And at some point, the CRA, which is the Canadian Revenue Agency, is going to come knocking on my door, and they're going to want a catalog of everything I've done, and that list just keeps growing with the amount of senseless transactions I do. So I'm trying to tighten up that window as much as possible right now.
It's funny, but you're not alone, Jar. Think about it. I mean, up until like maybe the last few years, it's been kind of the Wild West with regard to, crypto transactions, especially if you're a trader or something, or somebody like you who's got nodes and this, that, and the other thing. You got to be using some kind of like crypto software, like, well, I use Coinly for like my wallets. Do you use a software like that?
So I've used a little bit of Coinly before. Right now, I mean, I'm just trying to track my wallets manually, export the Excel file, and sort that way. It's a lot of manual work that I'm doing right now because I've found there's not a lot of tools that are designated for Canadians, so that's a little bit of an obstacle. AI is going to make this a lot easier just to filter through things. We've come quite a bit forward when it comes to that. Also, like wallets, if we're going to talk about wallets and how many wallets, I don't even know how many wallets I have. That's the scary part. So trying to find the transactions, once a project goes dead and it's almost worthless, I just pretty much
forget it
up and it's done. Like I don't burn the wallet, but I don't touch it, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know. Like I have a lot of mysteries happening on my side.
Again, Jar, you're not alone, brother. You're
Yeah.
so not alone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people in that boat. So I get it. I completely get
Yeah.
it. That's pretty much what we got, I think, folks. Right, Jar?
That is
We
everything.
got it.
That is everything.
Is there any updates on your end you want to put out there, like Solana updates, Node Factory updates, anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, well, when it comes to live streams, I usually go live Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to skip this week just because there isn't a ton to talk about. And I'd rather have useful conversations than just kind of just blurt out crap and nonsense. So I'm going to skip this week. Next week, I should have enough information to do a live stream. I'm going to be collaborating with a hobbyist miner. If you know
Oh,
who he is,
nice.
yeah, so we're going to be doing a video. I think we're recording it at the end of this week. I thought it was next week, but it's the end of this week. And I'll be posting that once it's completed. We're going to be just talking about the current state of DPIN and what's happening, projects that are still working out, the ones that are not working out, and where we think the future is. So that video will be coming out shortly after we record it.
That's going to be a good video because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the state of DPIN is bad.
That graveyard keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's not pretty. So I mean, I just added another project to it, but I'll be talking about that and seeing where that's going. How about you, CCM? What's going on this week? I know Friday we already talked about crypto on the rocks. That's a go-to. Any interesting things happening?
Listen, the Friday, I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into the groove here because I've had some things going on. My wife was in the hospital, this, that, and the other thing. So my normal schedule kind of got completely upended. So I am looking forward to that Crypto on the Rocks Friday night. Boy, do I need a drink.
Oh, you need it, yeah.
I need a drink.
Oh,
anyway, but I'm gonna have to take it a little bit easy on Friday night because Saturday morning I got that I rescheduled the senior crypto for seniors 10 a.m. on that day, and then it's a Memorial Day weekend here coming up in the United States. So Monday, normally we'd be doing a hot of the line, myself, BC, and Bedell, but we're taking that off. I think we're going to take a little bit of time. And I'm hoping to go and have like a barbecue or something to just kind of. Hey, you know, why not? Yeah. But don't worry, Jar and I will be back next Tuesday. But wait, what you guys don't know is that following Monday, June 1st, this guy right here, special guest.
I'm a special guest.
Yes. Yeah, well, you're special, all right. No. Yeah, special guest. Oh man, special guest on the HODL line. We're going to be asking him his opinions about what we can do in the cryptocurrency space or what we should see from the cryptocurrency space to help move mass adoption forward. You know, we've already had Crux of Crypto. He had some interesting thoughts about that. Luna Beach's Crypto was on. We asked them the same question, and he came with an entire presentation. I was like, dude, when did you do this? I just punched it into AI. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to step my game up. All right.
Yeah, right. Step it up, brother. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, shout out to LBC. But on the 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have, make sure I get the right finger here. They're going to have Jar coming and being the special guest. And one more thing, because I booked it today. The following Monday, Crypto Billy will be in the house answering that very same question.
Nice. Awesome.
So we got some good guests coming up. So a lot of things going on my end of my neck of the woods, as they say.
Yeah, and my perspective, we'll just take it with a grain of salt. I have a few ideas of what can drive growth, but we'll make sure we have a bunch of disclaimers on that stream.
Oh my goodness, dude, please! Think you've got so much experience in the back end. You got the Node Factory running, so you got your feet in that end of things. You got DPIN projects going on, and that bringing it in, because I gotta believe, and again, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. You come to that, stream or whatever you think it is, but like, I gotta believe that somehow, some way, DPIN can help with mass adoption. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yep. Real utility is everything, and that's hard to find. But that, I believe, that's one of the main drivers.
I well, Shuby, you're going to have to tune in from Orlando, bud.
Nice.
You don't want to be missing Jar, or you can always watch it on the replay. That's
4-day
always,
weekend.
Always better live. Always better. All right, that's all we got, guys. I think. Jar, anything else?
Yeah, that's it. We'll be back next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week. Later.
Bye.